All praise, honor, and glory be unto our King, Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruchakodash, and double honors to the elders of GMS Ruwell. Plenty of blessings unto those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing this word in all sincerity. With that being said, Shalom. Today's lesson is going to be on the individual breakdown of Ephesians 6 and 12. But before I get to the lesson, to the breakdown itself, let me just point out some of the tools in which the elders and the brothers use. For those of you who are coming in, one of those tools is the blueletterbible.org. Another one is the etymologyonline.com. And these are very useful tools to utilize in the scriptures. But I also use another tool by the name of AV 1611, which has all the KJV definitions from A to Z. Now, I'll leave all the address links in the description box below. But with that being said, let's go over to the scripture of Ephesians 6 and 12. Due to an experience I had with an individual who claimed that there were no demons. And that is not true. Let's read the scripture of Ephesians 6 and 12, which says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." So the word wrestle, according to the KJV dictionary definition online, means to struggle, to strive, to contend. And as you can see here, it goes unto that scripture reference of Ephesians 6 and 12, which says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood." So in other words, we struggle, we strive, and contend not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers. So right there and then it's telling you we struggle, we strive, and contend not against flesh and blood. So it's not fighting something of flesh and blood. And for you to further understand this, you must go into the word principalities. And that is found in the Blue Letter Bible. The word principalities. In the Blue Letter Bible, what you see here today, and that word principalities comes from the Strong's, the lexicon Strong's G746, and the word there is, let me play it for you.
Strong's G746, arche.
The word there is arche, which is found in the 5th Roman numeral. Let's scroll down to that 5th Roman numeral. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The 5th Roman numeral, meaning the first place, principality, there's your word, rule, magistracy, but the word that we want there today is principality. And further reading in A says of angels and demons, you see? So when it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood," meaning that we wrestle or struggle against demonic spirits that are not of flesh and blood, against those powers that are not of flesh and blood. And the word demon, which is a noun, the etymology of the word demon comes from the 12th century, meaning an evil spirit, malignant supernatural being, an incubus, a devil, from Latin daemon, spirit from Greek daemon, deity, divine power, lesser god, guiding spirit, tutelary, deity, sometimes including souls of the dead, one's genius, lot, or fortune, from pi daemon, divider, provider, of fortunes or destinies from root da to divide. So you see, it says there divine powers. That's why Ephesians 6:12 says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, which that is talking about demons, against powers, against those powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And they also control those minds of the left-hand side. And the job of these demons is to detour individuals from righteousness in order to get them back into the overall ways and philosophies of the world. So when it says against the rulers of the darkness of this world, also speaks of those spirits of darkness working upon the minds of these international banking families of Edom to bring about that spiritual wickedness in all high places. And if you care to notice, there is wickedness in all places. Wickedness in the medical industry, from currency onto the economy, etc. Even the earth is experiencing wickedness at an all-time high level. But the biblical scripture of Job 9:24 says that the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. So by these rulers of darkness governing on the left-hand side of the spectrum, they want everyone else on this earth to follow their overall ways and examples. You see? The same way clear water does not mix with black crude oil, that's also the way in which the righteous and the wicked will never mix. And the reason why the righteous will never follow a multitude to do evil, as it says in the scripture of Exodus 23:2. You see? I know this was a breakdown of Ephesians 6:12, but let's go on to that scripture of Exodus 23:2, because it also mentions the word rest, which means wrestle. Exodus 23:2, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, meaning the righteous, you see? Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. So in other words, this wicked society is set up for you to rest or wrestle against what's right. Set up to struggle, to strive and contend, judgment unto destruction. Because that's exactly what it leads to, destruction. This wicked system is not our rest because it is set up to destroy, as it says in the scripture of Micah 2:10. The whole way of life wrestles against judgment of this life. But in all their efforts to turn the elect chosen of the Lord into something else, they shall only find failure. Because the scriptures do say, who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? And with that being said, I hope that you brethren have been edified. With that being said, Kal Allah Malak Yahweh Wa Yahushai Ba'ashem Ruchakwadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS Ruwell. Plenty of blessings unto those men. And blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing his word in all sincerity. And with that being said, Shalom Israel. Wa Barakatah.